Hey y'all, welcome to another What Else is Going On, aka We Go Podcast YouTube video. I'm your girl, your host, Taria. Welcome back, baby. Let me adjust this a little bit. There we go. Welcome back, baby. I'm off today. I told y'all I wanted to come spend time with y'all. So there is a couple of different things I wanted to talk to y'all about. This will be a quick video, not too long. I told y'all in the last episode, your girl got to get to the gym. I wanted to say my chest was clearing up just a little, but we'll see. Anyway, let's get into it. First up, today is Tuesday, August 29th. Diddy's trial starts next Monday, less than a week away before the trial starts. I think I asked y'all in the last video, but do y'all think that this is going to be considered the trial of the century like OJ's or no? And is there a part of y'all that feel like there is a small chance that he may end up walking free? I know I've told y'all this before, and I just can't shake the feeling. Now, I did have that feeling with his bail. I thought he was going to get out on bail, and he didn't. Not because I wanted him to. Be very clear about that. But we know how this system works sometimes. How I'll just say how corrupt the system can be. We know how it's set up against people that look like us, not in Diddy's case, but we also know there's a side of the judicial system that only cares about the color green, money, and who can do what for who as far as money. So I thought that part of the judicial system might be why Diddy was able to make bond. But I'm just wondering now, like, there is a part of me that's like, is he going to get away with all this stuff? Well, his lawyers have decided to come to the front with some information. This is according to the New York Post. Sean Diddy Combs' lawyers claim he might not have been mentally capable of crimes due to drug use. Sean Diddy Combs' legal team has claimed that the disgraced music mogul might not have been mentally capable of committing crimes due to his substance abuse. Combs faces a minimum of 15 years in prison after being charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and fraud. He is locked up without bail, and his trial is set to begin May 5th. On Sunday, prosecutors filed a motion to dispute any testimony. Listen to this. Any testimony that might suggest that I'll Be Missing You rapper did not have the mental capacity to break the law, People reports. So they filed a dispute. Um, they filed a motion, I'm sorry, to dispute any testimony that when it comes to a crime, oh, he may have been on drugs, so he might not have been capable. The motion allegedly references testimony from psychiatrist Dr. Ely, I'll say Ayun, as prosecutors requested that a judge prevent Ayun's testimony from being included in court. The noticed testimony related to the defendant's diminished capacity to form the men's, it says REA, I don't know if that's the type of book, required to commit the charged offenses. In other words, a mental condition bearing on the issue of guilt, prosecutors wrote in their filing per documents obtained by People. According to the Legal Information Institute, men's REA, which means guilty mind in Latin, refers to the defendant's mental state when the crimes were committed. To secure a conviction, prosecutors must prove not only that the defendant committed the crime, but that they did so with a guilty or blameworthy mindset. This must be shown beyond a reasonable doubt. If a defendant intends to introduce expert evidence relating to a mental disease or defect or any other mental condition of the defendant bearing on the issue of guilt, he must provide notice to the government, prosecutors wrote in their objection filing. Cha. In February, Combs' legal team claimed that the U.S. law is racist, and the reason he is being singled out in what they call a clear case of selective prosecution. In documents obtained by the Post, Combs' lawyers filed a motion to dismiss his transportation to engage in prostitution charge, arguing that no white person has ever been the target of a remotely similar prosecution. The rapper's legal team sought to have the charge thrown out on the basis that the Mann Act of 1910 has historically been used to target black men. Whoosh. So now they're arguing that or claiming that he might not have been mentally capable of crimes due to his drug use. And they had a psychiatrist, Dr. again, that's his first name. That's their first name, Aoun, maybe kind of saying the same thing in his testimony. So they don't want that testimony to be used. Sade I mean, they are trying everything from saying that the tape showing him and what he did to Cassie was doctored to all kinds of things they are trying to come up with. I guess they're trying to see what sticks. So, yes, they're saying that he may not have been mentally capable of committing these crimes due to his drug use. Uh, y'all let me know what y'all think. Moving on. I saw this and I was shocked. Like, oh, well, you know, you're reading, you know, I'm scrolling, looking at what's going on between Bravo, reality TV, you know, out in the pop culture world. What's going on? And I was scrolling and saw this and was like, I was shocked. This is according to Vibe.com. Mary J. Blige sued by her former stylist, Misa Hilton, for $5 million. Remember, Misa Hilton is the mother of one of Diddy's kids. So let's get into it. Stylist Misa Hilton has filed a lawsuit against Mary J. Blige, a previous client and friend, for allegedly refusing to drop rapper Vado's completed album until he cuts ties with the fashion professional. So basically, they're saying that Mary J. Blige is refusing to drop his completed album until he is completely, has nothing to do, I guess, musically with Misa. In court documents obtained by All Hip Hop, Misa Hilton alleges that Mary J. Blige has attempted to sabotage her business relationship with Vado via her Misa Management Company, or M.I.S.A. Misa Management Company, saying that Blige's company, Beautiful Life Productions, interfered with Vado and Hilton's signed management agreement, which would entitle her agency to 20% of the rapper's earnings. Hilton believes Blige used her influence to isolate Vado and steer him away from the contract. Documents claim that Mary J. Blige attempted to persuade Vado to break his management agreement with Hilton during private yacht gatherings, hotel meetings, and exclusive events where Misa nor her Misa management representatives were present. It also alleges that Blige's head security guard, described as her boyfriend, also wanted to sign Vado and told him he would lose out on opportunities if he stayed with Misa. I'm just saying Misa, but it could be M.I.S.A. Vado signed with Misa Management on July 25th, 2023, and later signed with Beautiful Life Productions on October 1st, 2023. So what, 3 to 4 months later? Paperwork claims that in private messages, Blige said that she would not release Vado's album, which he completed July 2024, or allow him to tour as long as he stayed with Misa. Misa Hilton argues that Blige shelving Vado's album left the artist in economic servitude. We've heard about a lot of artists being in economic servitude, unable to repay advances tied to his recording deal or make any real money for himself. They're currently seeking $5 million in damages for breach of contract, emotional distress, and interference with business relationships. Now, here is a video of Mary J. Blige speaking about signing Vado in July of 2023. They did a collaboration first. Still Believe in Love. So let's listen to this. Let me show y'all. Child, they get $5 million. They're going to have Auntie Mary out there doing even more tours, barely moving across the stage to get this paper. Let's get into it.
How did the Vado thing evolve?
Well, Vado's been popping for years, and, you know, and it's just his time. It's his time, and we're family. You know, he's Misa's friend, and he's my friend, and we're all friends, and we're family. When we're family, you know, we all listen to each other's stuff, and listening to his, you know, paying attention to him the way I started paying attention to him closely. I was like, you know what? Won't you hop on? You know, Still Believe. And he did, and blew all my hair back. I said, "Oh, son, excuse me. I know I curse a lot."
This is why we record things, Mary.
I said, I said, wow. This kid it's his time.
Right.
It's his turn, and I could feel that. And he's out of here.
Yes. So Mary allegedly may be moving like some of the other people in the music industry. it's crazy because, like I said, they were friends. It's just one of those cases where this saying about friendship is business, child. $5 million is about a lot. So I guess we'll see where this goes and what happens. Like I said, y'all gonna have Auntie out there like dun da 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 dun 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 da 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 dun dun dun. Child moving almost like Eddie Kane. All right, moving on. Let's get into Angela Oakley. Now, I did two videos earlier. One was talking about Angela and her clearing up, not clearing up to me, rumors about Charles and having a baby while they were married. And then the second video was the Real Housewives of Atlanta, my recap. And I talked about how I really liked Angela. I remember when honestly, it was I think it was like maybe the second or third episode of Atlanta. I know it might have been the first. I don't know, but sometime around there, I was saying how I felt like Angela could have definitely been with the OGs. Like she would have fit right in seamlessly with the OGs on Atlanta. Nene, Sheree, I'll say OG slash vets. So Nene, Sheree, Kenya, all the like Portia, like she would have fit in really good with the OGs and the vets. Well, this is what Carlos King had to say. Because remember, Carlos was a producer, I think from 1 through 9, I believe, on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So let's get in what Carlos had to say. Let's get into what Carlos had to say about Angela Chow. It's about them.
There was a trophy. Angela Oakley deserves Rookie of the Year. And I'm going to tell you why. Angela Oakley came in as herself. She didn't come in strong. She didn't come in being messy. She gradually grew, and by no design besides being herself. And when I cast reality stars for my own shows, they always ask me first season, what do I do? Ask any of them. I say, be yourself. That's it. I'm like, you don't understand. Being yourself is the most important thing to do because the audience is going to clock you when you're trying to do the most. Yep. Angela Oakley is giving us old school housewives, and this is coming from a producer who started season 1, episode 1. Okay? And I'm gonna drop dime on this motherfucker too.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. We wanted Angela Oakley since season 3.
Mm-hmm.
And they turned us down. We asked again 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And that's all I remember because I left the show after season 9. But while I was on the show, Angela Oakley name constantly came up. Charles Oakley is an NBA legend. He's not a fake boyfriend. He's not a fake husband. He's not too big to give camera time on the show, support his lady. Angela Oakley.
And I got this via the Jasmine brand. And of course they got it from Carlos. So yeah, Carlos said they wanted Angela Oakley from season 3. And when Angela said no, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So they wanted her all those seasons. I do wonder what made her say yes on season 16. And, typically they don't pay newbies a lot. These housewives don't start earning money until after their 3rd season. So I wonder, was it the same with Angela? I mean, if they wanted her for 6 years, took 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, a 5-year break, then came back asking her. I wonder what was their pitch to her that made her say yes. And maybe she said it in interviews and I've missed it. I don't know. So y'all let me know if she's given us a clear answer, because Angela on the show is clear and concise. Angela in these interviews, I said that in my first video that I did today, is sometimes like, girl, answer directly. But I wonder what it was. And I do wonder what that paycheck looked like. Was it a little bit more than what they traditionally pay newbies? Sometimes they pay them $10,000 for the first season. And I believe Leah from the Real Housewives of New York City talked about that. So, sometimes they end up, well, not sometimes, a lot of times they end up spending their own money, a lot of their own money, the first season with things because they're not getting paid a lot. But it's like I said, I hear it's after that 3rd season is when you get that bump up. They really start making money. So I do wonder what the draw was for her to say yes this time. But I would have loved to have seen Angela with the OG slash vets. I mean, they could still make it happen. by doing a course correct season 17. Bravo. We know you're tired of hearing Nene. I'm sure you know. But also y'all know what's best for you. Y'all know that bottom line could y'all come on. The way ratings have been for housewives across the board, not just Atlanta, right? With the exception of the Beverly Hills reunion did high. It did in the 900,000s, I believe. Outside of that, ratings for housewives across the board has been going down. Can you imagine if season 17 had a lineup of Nene, Kenya, Sheree, Angela, Portia, Cynthia, and I'll go ahead and allow them to keep Kelly. I think that would be a good show. Again, Nene, Kenya. I got to say it again. Hold on. Nene, Kenya. I'm saying Sheree, and I've never even really seen it for Sheree like that. But Kenya, Nene, Sheree, Portia, Angela, Cynthia. Y'all, I said somebody else just that quick and I forget. And Angela. Whoever I said the first time, y'all get it. Y'all, I think that would be an all-star cast. Now, here's where the issue may come in with money. Unless they feel like they could get Nene and Sheree back and Kenya. Like they all wanted to be back on the show that they so bad they would take a cut. They can get rid of Britt. Oh, Shamia as well. Now, I'm going to be honest. If they only said 8, oh, that's hard. I was going to say if they only said 8, I would have to say bye to Shamia. But then I was thinking, or do I say bye to Sheree? Do we say bye to Sheree and keep Shamia with Angela, Nene, Kenya, Portia, Cynthia, Kelly? Do we keep Shamia or would we rather Sheree? Who would y'all rather have? If we had an all-star lineup, I'm saying all-star in my brain, it may not be to y'all, but would y'all rather Sheree come back, one of the OGs? Or do you feel like her story's been told and you want to get more into Shamia? Seeing Shamia amongst these ladies as a housewife, not a Portia plus one or a Portia friend of, but seeing her actually stand on her 2 feet with these vets and OGs. Who would you rather see? Let me know. All right, y'all. Love y'all so much. Y'all, I've been trying to cut back on my energy drinks and get my sources from food, my energy from food and different things. But to make it to the gym today, I might have to break down and get me a Red Bull in the pink can. I'll get the 8 ounce and not the 12, but I'm trying. All right, y'all. Love y'all so much. Thank y'all for hanging in with me, and I will talk to y'all later. See ya. Also, one last question. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm going to do it as a post because y'all be thinking about this. What other shows do y'all watch outside of Housewives? Like, I want to talk about The Valley. Are y'all watching The Valley on Peacock? I also want to talk about scripted shows. Do y'all watch any scripted shows like The Righteous Gemstones, Hacks? I just watched The Studio with Seth Rogen on Apple TV. Do y'all watch any of those? I really want to talk about Hacks. I love that show with Jean Smart and the other actress. I can't think of her name, but I absolutely love that show. Let me know. I'm gonna do a post, but y'all be thinking about it. What other shows do y'all watch and would y'all like to talk about? All right, love y'all. Talk to y'all later. See ya.